I would like to give some example to illustrate this point. You know, in the present world, there are so many factories of de-stressing. Factories or shops or institutions, they are expert of de-stressing. Because in our modern times, people are living in tension and stress. Modern life is very busy life. Every time there are problems, there are diseases, there are tensions, there are problems. So every man and woman are living in stress, in tension. So there are some experts, they invite to come to our office, and we are expert of de-stressing. We will de-stress your stressing. So they are expert of de-stressing. And what is this de-stressing? It is like a psychological killing. If you join these institutions, if you seek help from these experts, they will tell you, stop thinking, stop the thinking process, and then there is no stress, there is no tension. Is it solution? Is it saying like that take poison and there is no tension? It is a psychological killing. So I would like to say this, that science shows us the way, or that is, avail your intellectual capacity, avail all those particles God has created for you. Then if you use your mind, if you use your mind and try to understand on intellectual level, in mind-based spirituality means trying to understand the things on an intellectual level, trying to explain the things on intellectual level. So if you try to explain this phenomena, that is stress or tension, on intellectual level, you will discover a great thing. And this is also a discovery of science. Science has discovered that when man is faced some challenges, there is a brainstorm in his mind. When we face challenge, when we face some big problem, and then there is a brainstorm in our mind. And what is this brainstorm? According to scientific discoveries, I am explaining the scientific spirituality. This is scientific spirituality. So according to scientific discovery, when there is brainstorming, it is a blessing in disguise for you. Why? Because brainstorming activates your mind. It activates all those particles, living particles. So without brainstorming, your mind cannot be activated. It lives in a dormant position. So it is law of nature. It is natural method to activate your mind. Nature, this kind of brainstorming is a method of nature, only to activate your mind. And when your mind is activated, then it means that you are able to think, you are able to understand, you are able to explain. Here I would like to add one point, that there are million and billion people who are engaged in spirituality, but no spiritual person was able to produce a masterpiece, a book that is able to awarded by a Nobel Prize. No one was awarded Nobel Prize in this. No one was able to write a book on spirituality on a scientific level and on such great scale that he was able to awarded Nobel Prize. Because why all these spiritual persons are living in traditional spirituality? They are living in ecstasy. There is no function of mind. It is mind that writes a book. Ecstasy cannot write a book. When you are living in ecstasy, how you can write a book? How you can write an encyclopedia? One who is living in ecstasy, he cannot write a book. He is just like animal. A book can be produced only that kind of mind who is living in spiritual, who is living in intellectual development. So if you use your mind, then you will find, then you discover that stress is a challenge, tension is a challenge, and challenge or competition. So when you discover the stress is a challenge and tension is a challenge, then you will discover that challenge is not an evil. Challenge is a blessing. Because no challenge, no intellectual development. Challenge is the only way to develop, to bring about intellectual development. So when you apply scientific discoveries, then you will discover that stress or tension is not a curse, not an evil. Instead, it is a blessing. It moves your mind. It help develop your mind. This is the formula of scientific spirituality. In traditional spirituality, there is no formula except to suppress your mind. They will tell you that suppress your mind. Traditional spirituality will tell you that suppress your mind, stop your thinking. This is their solution. But scientific spirituality will tell you that difference gives you an opportunity for dialogue, for intellectual exchange. And you know, without intellectual exchange, there is no intellectual development. Without intellectual exchange, there is no intellectual development. So avail the difference as an opportunity. Take the difference as an opportunity and avail it. So when you believe that husband and wife both are intellectual partner to each other, then you are able to take the difference as an opportunity. Otherwise, you will go to some expert of de-stressing, they will tell you, suppress your mind. So this is the difference between traditional spirituality and scientific spirituality. And my spirituality is scientific spirituality. There is mind-based spirituality. I believe in mind-based spirituality.